So Sigma Sigma, founded in 1898, the society is composed of senior men, and membership is based upon conspicuous service rendered to the alma mater. And this is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong activity that we want to be part of. And that's really what makes it special when you see people from all walks of life saying, we can do something bigger than ourselves.
Whether you were tapped 125 years ago or you were tapped today, what's amazing to me about Sigma Sigma is that from generation to generation, there's an understanding of what it means to be a Sigma Sigma, what it means to lead at the University of Cincinnati, and what it means to lead in our communities.
It's remarkable that you've got a bunch of 20-year-olds who can spot in their peers leaders, not just a leader on the campus, but people who will be leaders. And those people who will be leaders will be the people that give back to the university. If you look at the major donors, either by time, talent, or treasury, or all three to the university, they're men who were Sigma Sigmas.
There are leaders from Sigma Sigma on the foundation and have worked in administration. I'm confident that if people look back at Sigma Sigma and the brothers in that organization, them giving back to the university in a financial way. The first time our university raised $1 billion, I mean, I can go on and on and on, but that's significant because if people walk our campus, like you can walk and see the Rock of Truth, those are things that I'm proud of and other brothers should be proud of. You take your kids to see these things. My organization did this. And that's hard to do.
There's a inherent and mutual appreciation for what it takes to lead and to contribute. Sigma Sigma is the thing that still grounds us in the larger institutional landscape. When I more specifically think about the 125th, our celebration, and the fraternity of Sigma Sigma, there's this simplicity to the strength and unity of our members and what we do. That kind of in celebrating 125 years of the organization, we're also celebrating the university.
At the end of the day, it really is an alumni organization that the alumni continue to contribute through, and you get tapped as an active, and maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't. I knew a little bit about it, knew a couple of the guys down around the coffin when I first got tapped, and I thought, okay, it's a cool way to honor people who have been involved in a lot during their time at campus, and then realized very quickly that there's a lot more going on behind the scenes with Sigma Sigma, everybody that's continually showing up for the university in ways both big and small.
The whole function of Sigma Sigma is to enhance the honor and glory of the University of Cincinnati. And I think if the undergraduates can continue to seek out those within the university who are going to continue that effort, then the university will be set for a long time.
There are a lot of great things that Sigma Sigma has done as an organization, but particularly the men of Sigma Sigma individually that have done quietly on a day-to-day basis to make our university great. I believe that that can be expanded and grow at even an exponential rate over the next decade.
A great thing that Sigma Sigma does is bring a lot of people from different avenues of campus together. I definitely learned a lot about myself during that time period. Being around the best the campus has to offer during the years that you're in Sig Sig is definitely a huge thing. It makes you as a person a much better person as well.
What it taught me being involved with Sigma Sigma was how to give back and to be focused on helping the university, which actually helped me to concentrate a lot on giving back to my community. What was going on in the rest of the world and how to give back, and Sigma Sigma taught me that because I saw the brothers giving back to UC and felt that helped me to step up to not only to give back to UC, but give back in the various communities in which I lived.
It was important to me because it was so important to Dan. Dan loved UC. He loved being a student there, he loved teaching there, he loved all the sports teams, and he loved Sigma Sigma because I think to him that personified UC.
The fact that we're no longer forced to be together on an almost daily basis has been substituted with we get together because we want to. We have become best friends. I would have to say that probably 4 or 5 of my very best friends are Sigma Sigmas.
The bonds and the relationships that people really establish and form in undergrad, that is what really I have seen propel relationships going forward into professional careers, networking, other activities, social life and all. And to some extent, that's how it should be. Those kinds of things I find can't really be forced.
The best things were just, you show up Thursday, you know that you're gonna hang out with the guys until 2, 3 in the morning and just see where it takes you. But being around the coffin, telling funny stories, doing the senior stories, I mean, those were amazing because we really got to know each other, but we also had a hell of a lot of fun too.
So older alums would come and hang with us, like on Thursday nights. Tom Humes would come, Herm Faltzgraff, Hank Stroh. These guys, they don't realize when you're 20, you don't get to talk to a CEO about what's going on in their life and HR issues and financial issues and trying to expand their business. I mean, it was so interesting what these guys learned. You don't hear that kind of stuff. These guys are brilliant. I mean, they know so much. They can help you. They can guide you through life. To me, the continuation of those relationships and those trusted relationships and the new relationships are hugely important and significant to my life.
From the start of it being a tap, one of the tasks is to make sure the house is clean and to clean the house with your brothers. Starting off with just that and getting to meet, the people that I was tapped into, started the development of knowing what the organization is and truly taking care of the house. Not the house itself, but the house of the organization. Huck is very near and dear to me. I actually was a Danny Dell scholar in the 2016 and 17 school year, so I did live upstairs in the house. So I have tons of memories of just, hey, we're coming over real quick. Is that cool? Oh yeah. And then, turn into a random little party on Tuesday or Wednesday.
When I see the work that Tom Walter's doing over at the house, it's like my dream. I've always sort of been along with some other guys like John Gravey and Chris Dalabakis and others, that we've just really cherished that house and always wished we had the resources to do what Tom is doing. It's incredible. I think when people walk in the door, they're going to be amazed.
We want brothers to come here with their guests and be proud of this house. And I think that people are going to come back and say, wow, this is a special place to call home.
What I'm hoping that we communicate when you see the house and when you come back to the house is that our values are wrapped within the communication of that. And you're going to see the ideas of legacy, history, leadership, commitment, and giving all on full display.
Giving back to our alma mater is paramount. It's a competitive landscape out there, and to keep our university relevant, we need to continue to promote it and just be great Bearcats out in the community.
And so we do these things not out of obligation, but a sense of devotion to the places that have forged us, that have made us. And so in the next 25 years, I see Sigma Sigma as an organization that recognizes our physical gifts to campus, but shifts to more programmatic experiences like a sustained speaker series for the Rock of Truth. And to that end, we're going to need more of what we've seen leading up to this weekend, and that is actively engaged alumni. Because to me, this is day one. There is no ceiling on what Sigma Sigmas can accomplish together.
When you think about gifts like Sigma Sigma Commons and the Bearcat statue and Rock of Truth, our scholarships, Huck Hall, or as my daughters like to call it, the Cups House, even just the people in the organization. We create the space and the experiences that enrich our lives and the lives of the people that we care about and future Bearcats.
Don't ever stop believing in Sigma Sigma. Don't underestimate what it has done to create the university we have today. Do everything you can to stand behind it and to help people at every level of the university understand what Sigma Sigma means to them as well as what it means to us.
It may not rank in the same vein as astronauts going to the moon, but it certainly will among fraternal organizations, and particularly among fraternal organizations at universities, be a standout that the only Sigma Sigma organization is at the University of Cincinnati.